Who's killing my fun? Or just get flagged just for that.
Not get flagged. That's
Yo,
crazy.
speaking of flagged, fun fact. Also, welcome. But I went on TikTok the other day, and I never I don't post TikTok. No. Okay. I looked at my own profile the other day, and I never really do that. Like, apparently my buddy's been sending me TikToks for the past year and a half, and I haven't opened any of them because I don't check my notification. I literally just go watch videos and leave the app. I don't look at anything else.
Yeah, I've never been one to. If I send somebody a TikTok video, it's gonna be to an iPhone group message, or I'll even send it copy the link and send it to you on Instagram. I never just send it TikTok because I've never used that feature.
Yeah, so it's I didn't that surprised me because he's like, oh, I thought you deleted the app. I was like, you're a true one for still sending me it, even though you thought I deleted the app.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I went on it my profile and most of the videos were community guideline violations, and I'm out of nowhere every single the latest 30 that I've posted ever, and I haven't posted a TikTok in years. So it's just all of a sudden they're community guideline violations. What the heck?
All the old ones that you posted?
No, the newest ones. All the old ones are fine.
I wonder if maybe it's a music thing.
Maybe, I don't know. I when I checked it, I had bad service, so I couldn't really look up what the guidelines I broke were, anyways. But yeah, it was really strange.
Or maybe you were just posting some real bad content.
I don't know. Hopefully, no one finds it to let me know.
We're gonna flag him because this is just not what a creative should be posting.
No, for real. On that note, welcome back. It's been a while. Good news, bad news. Good news, we are back to recording because our schedules, cleared up a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Bad news is for us, we're out of vaults, so we're gonna have to record every single week now for the rest of the season. So good for you guys.
It's all right. The vaults for some reason never do as well. Anyways, people are like, we don't want their pre-recorded trash.
Garbage. Maybe we just need to Maybe we need to plan them better.
I mean,
maybe we.
Possibly. I thought the vaults were pretty good this season round, but I don't know.
Yeah, but I guess let us know what do you like our vaults, and if you don't, what do you think we should change? Because I would love. Actually, the vaults is something I really would love some feedback on, because that is what gets the least views. Not that views matter, but it's just I don't know if people are even watching it to give us feedback. It's the only thing that's pre-recorded.
It's just interesting. That. It's because I feel like it's just in theory a shorter version of this. Maybe not as planned, because we try to, I think with the vaults we try to plan, but also kind of try to just those are our more winged episodes, I would say. But even these ones, the last one was the movie review, and then it was another, I think, a religious topic. But I don't know, for some reason people just see the vault and they're like, next.
Yeah, maybe we should just change the title.
Just recorded.
Super fresh, super fun. Anyways, in case you forgot, because it's been a while since you've seen our faces, not actually. But my name is Gabriel.
I'm Tyler, and let's go ahead and cue that intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show's about to start. Introducing Catchin Up
I customize
Podcast.
mine because I'm bougie.
It's not a 9, but it's not an 8.5 either.
Why are you this picky?
You have to be the one to open the door. You have to be the one to open your heart.
It's not about you. It's about touching other people's lives.
Catching Up Podcast. If you're not caught up, you're catching up.
I don't necessarily know what that means.
Oh, yeah? Game show host now? That's what's up.
And right on down.
How you been? Just so everyone knows, Tyler is officially a year older now.
Mm-hmm.
So
28 now. 28.
Yeah, let's do a little recap on the time that we've missed. 30 seconds, go.
Well, it was nothing too crazy. I would just say it was my girlfriend's birthday, and then it was my birthday. So for her birthday,
they're actually twins.
They're actually twins. It's crazy. Birthday twins, right? So we just did a little get together for her birthday, which was really fun. She had some friends over, did some karaoke and games and stuff. It was a good time. And then for my birthday, I got some friends together, went to Dave & Buster's, and which is funny because I actually realized, so I've been out here I've celebrated 3 birthdays out here so far. And I always like to go to an arcade for my birthday, but I haven't really, I just thought about this year because the first year, which is the year you were here, we went to this really retro old school arcade that I just found on a whim out here in LA. And then last year we went to Player One, which is like a barcade. And then this year,
they have one over here in Orlando too.
Yeah, I don't know if they're affiliated, but I liked it. But the only thing is like there you have to like insert the dollars and get coins. So like not everybody has cash. So like I was like, all right, D&B is like an easier option. You just scan to pay, put it on a card. And they had some cool games at D&B. That was fun, some new ones. But yeah, so now I'm like, okay, I've been to 3 different arcades. Now my goal is just going to be to find different arcades to go to each year.
Yeah, I think that's a good trend for you.
Because I just like going to arcade and playing games on my birthday.
Arcades are fun, bro.
So yeah, we did that. And my girlfriend actually got me this really cool Fantastic Four comic book.
Whoa.
Not that I'm not like a huge comic book reader, but she knows that like I recently just watched the Fantastic Four, like the ones from like early 2000s this past year. And I liked them, and I think I watched one with her. But anyway, she knew that I enjoyed them, and I also just like there's a comic book shop by this place where she does improv. So she went there and found this, and it's actually a pretty dope. Like, I really like it. I think it's a really cool animation. It's like one of the retro ones. So I'm going to find somewhere I want to frame it, and then I want to place it somewhere in my backdrop here. I don't know where yet. It's kind of hard with spacing and, like, framing and all that, but it's definitely going to make the set at some point.
Season 4, I think I'm going to, like, remodel a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. So, yeah. And that, of course, like, got some cake and all those different things. It was fun. It was good. It was very chill, very low-key. I got to see her make her improv debut on my birthday as well, so that was really cool for this other improv team that she's going to be.
Girlfriends, am I right? Yeah. Even on your day, it's about them.
Taking it all up, man. No, but it was fun. So, yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on over here. What about you?
Well, I went to the wedding in North Carolina. It was a great time. My wife and I... our like relationship, like dating anniversary was the weekend before they got married, but because we took all the time off for their wedding, we didn't get to do anything for our anniversary. So what we did just to kind of like make it a little bit about us was we split up the drive because we drove to North Carolina from Florida. So we went Orlando to Raleigh's about 8.5 hours nonstop. So 9 to 10, give or take, depending on how much you stop. So what we did is we just cut it in half. We went up one day, stopped in Savannah, Georgia, got a little hotel room, woke up the next day, got some brunch, walked around town, just to see a little bit, experience it, and then drove the rest of the way. Wedding was phenomenal, bro. We stayed at, I was part of the groom's party, groomsmen. So the groomsmen and the bridal party and the people getting married, and then my wife and one of the bridesmaids' husband, we were all in one house together. It was like this fat Airbnb, bro. It was like 10 rooms, like 60,000 square feet. Like, it was great. And we were like in the woods too, so like it wasn't like that much service. Like and it was cool because I met so many people and I saw so many old faces, and it was just cool being able to experience all that. Like, it's all like one collective memory now. So it was a great experience, man. I got to meet some of Tom Uninella's now best friends, you know what I mean? Because it's like I knew their best friends in Florida, but now it's like seeing like the new friends that they've made and like who they've gotten close to in this new chapter of their life. So it was cool being able to like have both worlds collide, and man, they got some great people around them. Like I think I've made great friends on that trip. You know what I mean? Like great people. The guys were awesome. The girls were great. Like no complaints. It was just so special, bro. I cried a lot. I sweat a lot.
You always sweat a lot, here. So
Yeah, but this was bad, bro. This was like the worst I've ever sweat. Like it was like
said my whole outfit done.
No, it was like, dude, I kid you not. Like you'll see the picture here. Like
okay.
I was sweating so much, I grabbed the linen from dinner and put it like a bandana over my head to help me like not get sweat in my eyes while I was dancing.
Dang, bro.
Yeah, plus the reception was outside, so it's like, me in any type of heat, I just start.
Yeah, that's hard.
But yeah, bro, it was beautiful. The wedding went phenomenal. Couldn't be happier for the bride and groom. Like, it was crazy seeing. It was awesome because my old mentors and people that were really important in my life back in the day that I don't see anymore showed up. So it's like they were finally able to be my wife, and it's cool, bro. It was literally just so special. And then on the way back, we stopped at Hilton Head. It's a little island off of or Harbor Point. I forget what it's called, but the Hilton Head was one of the islands off of South Carolina. So then we got a hotel room there after we drove down, walked around, and then drove the rest of the way. So it was cool that we were able to do like little stuff for us on the side as well to celebrate. Just have like a little trip. And then I came back, and then which we'll talk more about at the end. But all I've been doing is work, and I got to, fortunately, I was blessed enough to have 2 friends that got us into Epic. So I was able to go into Epic twice before it was opened up to the world. So that was a cool experience that I'm very grateful for. So I'll talk about that later in the episode. So stay tuned if you want to hear my honest reviews.
His honest review,
upset.
unfiltered.
Including my wife. So we talked about it. So it's our opinions. I'll tell you which one's mine and not hers.
I had a good question, though, because this might be a dumb question.
No, questions are at the end.
I'm not. No, it's coming right now because it's relevant. Because you said something about you guys' dating anniversary because you're married and I'm not. Are you supposed, like, do you celebrate both? Do you celebrate, is your wedding your new anniversary, but like you also celebrate your dating like when you guys officially got together? Like,
yeah, I think it depends
how does
on
that work?
If I was smart with my planning, I would have just got married on our dating anniversary, and it would have just been like one anniversary.
Yeah, but I don't think everybody does that. I'm asking in general.
My dentist did. My dentist was like, I married her the day I asked her out, so it's one day I gotta remember.
Fair.
And I was like, smart man. That's why you make way more than I do.
True.
But yeah, so we like to celebrate both because it's like one is just like when we first fell in love, and then it's like the other one's like when we became one.
Do people usually? Yeah, but like in a I don't know, like the status quo, right? Does your marriage date usually take over? Like, is that what people say? Oh, we've been together 30 years. Like, is it their marriage, or is it like, I don't know?
Well, it depends, because I've had people be like, oh yeah, we've been together 10 years, and I'm like, oh, you've been married for 10 years? They're like, no, and then they just say how long they've been together. And I have had people be like, oh, together 7, married 5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's personally how I would do it.
Man, that's going to add to the list, though. Now you got this anniversary, this birthday.
I know.
Like, dang, bro.
I know. Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll talk to my girlfriend about that.
Yeah. Facts.
Maybe she's
Trust
like,
me,
yeah,
if you
whatever.
can, do it on the same date. You don't even have to worry about
That'd
it.
be cool. Well, I mean, I kind of already messed up with that because I asked her to be my girlfriend like a couple weeks before Valentine's Day. So I'm already in the hole.
Yep.
I got a lot to celebrate. And then our birthdays are like a couple months after. But anyways, on to the review. I'm very excited for this because I love sweets.
So we got 4 Locos. No, I'm just kidding.
Could you imagine just a fat can? Boom! We're going to rip this. No, we got Trader Joe's Brookies. Brownie cookies, for those of you that don't know what a Brookie is. Listen, man, Trader Joe's, they got the snack game on lock. I can't lie. And have you had these before?
No, I'm not as big. Like, I'm a sweets person, but I'm not a pastry sweets person for the most part. You know what I mean? Like, I'm never like, me and chocolate have a weird relationship. So that being said, this isn't something I would normally pick up.
Right.
And then I also looked at the ingredients, and it has a bunch of tree nuts, which my wife is allergic to. So I usually stay away from it. But that's also nice because if I like this, I'm the only one that gets to eat it.
Yeah, I don't know. I know I've had the brownies. I don't know if I've had these ones yet. I've had a Brookie before, like,
Oh, Brookies
maybe,
are fire.
But let's see what the Trader Joe's ones are talking about.
But let's see how a professional Tyler is at eating snacks, because I got a cup of milk.
Oh, I do not.
Yeah, because he's an idiot. But I'm also an idiot. Remember, read if things are dishwasher safe. I thought this was, and it's not.
That actually kind of looks cool, though. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it's
that kinda
original.
looks
I'll
fire.
sign it. We'll sell it online. I'll sign one. Tyler will sign the other. It's a dual set. So it'll be our first set. Oh, my gosh.
What?
I said the first sesh merch, our first Catchin Up merch.
Yeah, that's what you get, bro. All those times you got mad at me. Anyways, here's a look. Look at this thing. This thing is thick. It's got cookie on top.
And it's fluffy.
It's got brownie on the bottom. It's got chocolate chips. This looks phenomenal.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Let's dive in. Bro, that's like dough. That's so soft. Are you okay? And that's the end of the podcast.
Bro. Wow.
Those are really good.
I'm regretting not having milk. I can't lie.
Can't relate.
Bro. Wow.
Wow, these are really good.
I feel so bad for Delaney, his wife, that she can't have any because these things are crazy good. Like, that tastes homemade, bro. Tastes like they just.
I'm having another one.
Imagine heating those up. Probably gonna do
Putting
that.
it on ice cream.
After this episode, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Wow. Okay. So from somebody who, one, just loves sweets. More specifically, like he said, he's not really like a pastry type of guy or like a brownie. I love brownies and cookies. I think a Brookie is literally the best of both worlds. That's great. It's soft. Like soft on the cookie, but the brownie has a nice consistency to it. Baked really well. I really don't know what else to say about it except that it's amazing. You should try it, and it's an easy 10 out of 10. Like it might even be an easier 10 out of 10 than the Sprouts chili lime chips that we reviewed.
Bro.
Well, they're
all
both
right, I'm not going to lie.
But...
So as someone that isn't the biggest fan of chocolate, and I think chocolate can get very overpowering very quick, I was kind of skeptical about it being half brownie, half cookie, because usually in my mind, Brookies should have more cookie because the brownie's very overpowering. Yeah. Dude, I've never had a brownie that's so rich but not overpowering at the same time. The blend of it, especially because there's more brownie than there is cookie, phenomenal. And the texture is amazing. It's fluffy. It's almost like I love cookie dough, and it's almost like kind of melts in your mouth like dough. Yeah. And honestly, I'm surprised, but I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10 too. And I'm also feel really bad for my wife that she can't have it. But sucks to suck.
I literally had to put
God has
down,
his favorites.
Yeah, right. I had to put them down. I was like, if I leave this open, I'm gonna eat 3 of these right now, and I'm not gonna. I just
had 2.
They're good, bro. They're really good. I know. I'm like, let me chill. Let me not go crazy right now. I haven't ate dinner yet. I need to eat dinner first, but.
I had a leftover Wingstop right before the podcast.
Oh, Wingstop is so good, bro. But yeah, definitely try those out. And if you have any Trader Joe's snacks that you want us to try, because I don't frequently shop at Trader Joe's. I have one close to my work, so I'll go there for a drink or a snack or something. If I want a lemonade or something, or if I want a snack during my shift. But typically, I don't go grocery shopping there because I feel like Trader Joe's has better snacks than they do overall. Food for grocery shopping? I could just be biased. I don't know. But I think they have the snack game on lock. So if there's any that you think we should try, please let us know down below.
Yeah, my hot take on Trader Joe's is they have good produce, in my opinion. Every time I have produce from there, it's pretty good. Their meats are a little cheaper from what I've experienced. But a lot of their stuff, which is I think what people mainly buy and cook with, it's frozen meals. So it's organic and healthier in comparison to a lot of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's a bunch of stuff that that's what fills up our freezer. Every time I go to Trader Joe's, I'm filling up the freezer, not the fridge.
Yeah,
more often than not.
They're fried rice.
At the grocery store,
the frozen fried rice goes hard.
Is good. Yeah, but yeah. That was a great review. That was really good, bro.
Picked that one up on the whim. Like I was like, let me
real.
I got the inspiration because my manager brought in the brownie versions today. They're like sea salt brownies. They're the same, literally the same thing, just not a brookie. And it was so good. And I was like, oh, don't they have like a brookie version of this? And I was like, we could try that. We could try that on the podcast because I don't think we've done a Trader Joe's review yet. You had the chips the one time, but it wasn't a review. You were just eating them.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep it.
Projectile vomits.
Guys, don't buy them. Don't buy. So yeah, let us know. Let us know. Okay, so now we're going to do a little transition, as we always do in the podcast. We go from the food to the religion to the randomness. So this week, me and Gabe were struggling a little bit with what to fill in the middle section of the podcast, and we realized that we should just tap into the struggle. We realized we should just
be honest.
Just honestly, just be honest for once. I'm kidding. But yeah, I think sometimes it's always good to like reflect upon like what you're going through, and like because I feel like this is also something that so many people can relate to, and probably go through frequently. You know what I mean? So it's something that I feel like we can address and kind of give our perspectives on it, and see if there's any like thoughts and perspectives we can give on it.
Yeah. So long story short, we are leaving the faith. No, I'm just kidding. Plot twist. No. It was just like usually we try to clearly with all the vaults we've been busy. We've been having a lot of things going on, a lot of traveling, a lot of plans, a lot. And that led me to be like, wow, I don't really have any topics that I necessarily want to like bring up. And then I was like, wow, I don't think I've read my Bible in like since all this craziness started, like a week and a half ago, I believe. So then I was like, wow, it's so easy to just let life get in the way of your discipline that you need with God. And in my counseling thing, he was saying how he's like we always say, and you hear it everywhere, is it's a relationship, and it's really easy to ignore a relationship that's not physically in front of you. I guess you could say like it's not someone just like, hey, you haven't spent time with me. You know what I mean? Like my wife will be like, "Hey, you haven't spent time with me. Like, what are you doing? Like, come on, let's do something." Sometimes God be doing that, but for the most part, I feel like it's on us to like. He's always there. He's always waiting. He's always trying to talk to you and spend time with you. So it's that was just kind of like where I was at. I was like, man, like I let life get in the way, and that's okay. Like I'm not like over here beating myself up for it. I'm just glad that it was like it only took a week to realize it and feel that weight of like something's missing, something's not right, and that kind of led to another thing that me and Tyler started talking about. Is like the more you do it and the more consistent you are with it, the more you miss it. And that goes for anything. You know what I mean? Like if you eat healthy for like a month straight and then you start eating junk food out of nowhere, you're going to feel it. If you start working out consistently for a month and then you stop for a week, you're going to feel it. If you go to bed every single day, not go to bed every single day, go to bed at the same exact time every single day for a month, and then for 1 week, your schedule's all out of whack, you're going to bed earlier, you're going to bed later, you're going to feel it. And it's the same thing with reading your Bible and spending time with God. Is like when you start actually making time every single day to even spend a little bit, even if it's like 10, 15 minutes. Like it doesn't have to be like an hour and a half of your day. You know what I mean? Like just like that little bit of quality time where there's no distraction, no phone, no notifications. And it's just you in the presence of God and just like trying to receive his love. And when you start actually feeling that and doing that on a consistent basis, you see the fruit from it within your own life. And it's funny. I was kind of realizing, I was like, when I was trying to read my Bible every single day, that's when things started getting really rough for me. And it's because the devil's trying to distract me. And then when I'm not reading my Bible every day, life's easy, life's great, I'm coasting through life, no problems. But like that's exactly what he wants. He's like, if I can't get you to sin, I'm just going to distract you so you can't. So then you're not even like at least you're not growing. You know what I mean? You're stunting your own growth.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's just something that was relevant to me, and I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. But I know I've been rambling a little bit.
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, it's a great point you make because it's
yeah, you were rambling a little bit.
Yeah, can you quiet down? What are we on a podcast or something? No, but I think like you said with the distraction thing, because I think that's like something that's so big with it, right? Because typically when even if we have busy schedules, with traveling and work and gym and like all these different things, right? Like, yeah, life's gonna get busy at different times, right? Like, I didn't have any auditions this week. Maybe next week I have 10 auditions, and I'm like, also got to work and also got to do this and that, right? But again, it's like if we can't, and I think sometimes it's like, oh, well, I think sometimes in our minds we overthink like how much we need to do. Like, yes, we should be spending an ample amount of time reading our word and prayer with God, but like, again, sometimes life just gets busier, right? With like the things that we do on a day-to-day basis. Like, and I think if I'm like, oh, well, I only have 10 minutes today, so I might as well not even read it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you're going to go scroll on your phone or do something else instead of that. And it's like, no, like still use that 10 minutes, even if you can only get through a chapter. You know what I mean? I think it is so powerful, and I think it is worth more than anything else you would spend that 10 minutes on. You know what I mean? And like always just finding ways to fit it back in. But like even me like this, because I was chatting with him and I was like, yeah, it's been like a week and a half and I just got back into my Bible last night and I watched a sermon and I just felt like so much peace and like joy and just calmness when I was able to spend that time. And like I can just tell, bro, like because again, like I said, it's been like I haven't been able to be in my Bible. I haven't been able to read my Bible a lot this week, and I could just feel it, bro. Like I feel the lack of patience in my life, my day to day, right? Just from not being in my word, I feel the lack of love for others. I feel the lack of grace for others, like within me, right? And even like my prayer life, I would say is still very consistent. But I feel like, the word is our daily bread. It's something that we need every single day. It's living word. You know what I mean? And so, you can have other areas of your life where like, it's not like I'm just completely neglecting God, right? But it's like, if you're not actually in the word, I feel like, at least for me, I don't know, maybe it's not for everybody, but I think like as a Christian, right? Like being in the word is such an important thing. Because it just gives you that perspective. It gives you that understanding. It gives you that wisdom to handle things in your life. You know what I mean? And I also feel when I'm not in my word, I'm a lot more prone and I'm a lot more likely to sin. I'm a lot more likely to give in to sin, right? Because I'm like, yeah. I don't know. It's just something about like, because one, I'm not like that hour or two that I would spend in my word, like, I don't know, maybe whether it's on my phone or here or there, or I'm doing something like I just feel like that's an hour or two where I'm more likely to be, giving into a certain sin or so. And so I feel like, just getting back into that habit of like, reading the scriptures on a daily basis again, even if it's a little bit, maybe some days you can do an hour, maybe some days you can do 10 minutes, maybe some days you can do 2 hours, maybe some days you can do 5 minutes. Like, I feel like as long as you're finding a way to fit that in, it's really going to help you and me to not only, maintain and upkeep our relationship, like we said, with God, but also just to keep ourselves in check and to feed ourselves, feed our souls with the word that I think we all need. But yeah, it's so interesting to see, like, now that I can reflect upon it and just be like, wow, like I like just feel like off, you know what I mean? It doesn't feel right. And sometimes I see it a lot too with a lot of, pastors and stuff that I watch and people are like, oh, like they'll comment like, I just don't feel close to God. And they're like, well, how much time have you spent reading your Bible this week? None. We're like 15 minutes. And it's like, well, it probably has something to do with it, right? If you're distracted, if you're, scrolling, or you're focused on making money, or you're focused on your, your career and your goals, which you should be, but again, it shouldn't overtake certain aspects. You should still be able to fit God into your daily schedule. you're just going to be missing that key component to all these other things, all the fruits that you bear from it, you know?
Yeah, relationships only grow if you spend time with them.
Yeah.
Just plain and simple. Like, you're not gonna get a best friend if you only spend 15 minutes a week with them. You're not gonna have a good relationship with your significant other if you only see them and have 15 minutes of quality time a week. You know what I mean? It's just that's just
taking the perspective of like, how would you feel? Like, how would you feel if like you have a friend, right? Or you're a parent and your kid, or again, your friend or your boyfriend only talks to you when he wants something, only talks to you when they need something, only comes to you, once a week for 10 minutes and speed runs through the whole thing. And that's it. Like, you know what I mean? Like we so often think about our own relationships in our personal lives. And I'm like, well, this person's not putting energy into this, so I'm going to stop putting energy into this. And it's like, you got to take that perspective with yourself and be like, well, how much time and energy am I putting into my relationship with God, right? Am I doing
Preach.
what I'm saying other people are doing to me, or what I'm doing to other people, in our relationships? But it is again going back to the thing of like, it's not this quote unquote physical relationship. So it doesn't, sometimes it's like, it's not tangible, because it's like, you're not going to have to see this person, like, you know what I mean? You miss so many like lunch dates or whatever, or coffee dates with your friends. Like they're going to know, and you're going to know because you're not going to physically see them anymore, because they're not going to want to hang out with you. But with God, it's like, he's always there. But like, if you don't spend time with him, it's not like, you can still always go back to him, but it's that neglect of just being like, you feel like you could be more neglectful with it, because you're using his grace, you're abusing his grace and filling it in with hyper grace, which is such a dangerous spot to be in. But hey, I'm guilty of it too, man. So,
Yeah, it's a constant struggle. But it's like the saying, when you show up, God shows up. And it's not because God's not going to show up. It's really like, that's just a saying for you. He's always there. He's always shown up, and he never left.
Yeah.
So you just got to show up. Because if you're not showing up, it's like standing up someone on a date. You know what I mean? Whether it's a friend or a significant other or your parent. You know what I mean? You make plans. You want to stick to plans, because if you're on the receiving end of just always getting canceled and flaked on, there's always a toll.
Well, and also it's just like, again, you saying when God shows up, whenever you show up, God shows up. Well, when you show up and read, or when you show up and like watch a sermon, or when you show up and spend time in prayer, like, you're gaining wisdom. You're hearing, you're reading, you're listening to the word of God, and like, you're going to get some sort of inspiration out of that. You're going to get some sort of wisdom out of that. You're going to get some sort of knowledge out of that you can apply to your daily lives. And so if you're not spending that time, you're not going to pick those pieces up, you know what I mean, throughout the way, So that's also just another thing to consider, is like, hey man, like, you can neglect it all you want, but like, you're missing so much in this part of your relationship. And I think, again, right now as we record this episode, man, it's coming up on Easter. It's like the time to really do some reflection and of course focus on the cross and what Jesus did for us in the resurrection, but like, just really trying to refocus and recalibrate our minds to focus on what really matters, to center us,
Yeah, happy Easter. I forgot. This episode's going to come after Easter, so happy Easter.
It'll come out, right after Easter. So yeah, happy Easter to everybody. It should be, I'm excited for Sunday service. It should be a lot of fun. So yeah, it'll be my first time they're doing a service, because last year was my first time going to Easter service at the church I go to, and usually they do it outside, because it's like a large one, but it was raining that day, so they did insides. But I think this time it's going to be outside, so it's like huge, like set up a stage. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see it all and get to worship, man.
Yeah, I'm volunteering at the social media team this year for it, so that'll be my first time volunteering during an Easter service in a while.
Bro, so taking some content.
Yeah, trying to get.
Bro's gonna be out there with the podcast mic.
I'm just gonna be taking selfies the whole time. But just to do a little final wrap on that little topic. One thing that I've personally noticed is because I used to always be like, oh, I personally liked reading my Bible at night. Like I liked finishing my day with the Bible.
Yeah, same.
And I've realized that whenever I start my day, it's like completely different. One, I realized with night versus morning, I can always control. I mean, to a degree, I can always control when I wake up. So because I know how I'm gonna start my day. Nights are a little more unpredictable, at least for me in my lifestyle, like with serving, and all that stuff. So it's like I've had nights where I go in at 3 p.m. I've left at 5, I've left at 9, I've left at 11, and I left at 1 a.m. Like, so it's like I really never know when I'm coming home, and that also like really affects on how exhausted I am, how much time I can actually put into it. And it's like I've had times where I'm reading and I'm like, what did I just read? You know what I mean? Because I'm just so exhausted. So I realized that like whenever I do it in the morning and I try to make time and I start my day off with it, like you said, it's just like the tone is set for the day, and it keeps me like, maybe I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, I'm cranky, blah, 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 I do something I shouldn't have, and then I read my Bible at night, and I'm like, man, like you're right, that I should have did it's like sometimes it just hits a little different, but then it's like, then I just go to bed. I don't apply it to anything or anything like that, and then the next morning, I probably forgot about what I even read the night before. As opposed to when I do it in the morning, now I'm starting to understand why people always say that, like quiet time in the morning, because it sets the tone. It gives you an intention for the day, and it's almost like it's like when people say like aligning your chakras. Like it's like the Christian version of just like aligning yourself with God, and like aligning like just like centering yourself in like Him and His love and His. Like you said, like sometimes I have like a lot less grace, but if I went through the whole day without less grace, it doesn't matter if I have more grace now at night. You know what I mean? I'm going to bed. So I've realized that it's a lot more beneficial for me reading in the morning, and like I feel like I get more out of it, and that's something I never thought I'd say because I hate waking up early.
Yeah, it's something I've been I want to incorporate, but I'm first working on waking up a little bit earlier. Like
that's what I did.
That's like first, you know what I mean? I'm like, because, right now I like wake up with enough time to like do stretching and, obviously like prayer, stretching, cook, and then head to work. So I'm like, I need to just probably take shave off an extra 30 minutes. Like I need to wake up an extra 30 minutes earlier. But it's a process, you know what I mean? But I'm actually going to start making an effort to do that little by little. So I'll probably shave off 10 and 20 to 15. That way I can just get like a little, again, even if it's like I go and read a psalm or something like that. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not looking to like do full-on Bible study, you know what I mean? At least right now. But it's like, if I can just get some sort of reading in the morning, I think it'll just kind of change the whole trajectory of the day. Because I really do believe that, like, what you start your day off with is going to set the mood. Like, that's why I love stretching in the morning, is because like it gets my body prepared for the day, for all the twists and turns and all of that, and just fills me up with energy as well. So,
the trick that I used that had nothing to do with even reading the Bible is just because for my own sleep sake, I wanted to start waking up at the same time every day, even on my days off. Because with my sleep schedule being so out of whack, at least I'll be tired around the same time. Even if I am working, for me it's easier to like chug a Red Bull and then like finish my shift and then knock out when I get home.
Right.
As opposed to before, like there would be nights that 10 p.m. and I'm exhausted, and other nights it's 3 a.m. and I'm wide awake laying in bed doing nothing because I'm just awake. So it's like I got in the habit of waking up at the same time every single day. So then I started getting tired. By the time I get home, I'm always like, okay, I'm ready to wind down, and I'm already more tired.
Yeah.
So because whether I got 8 hours of sleep or 5 hours of sleep, I'm making up at the same time no matter what. And then that being said, then I started working on, 10 minutes earlier, 15 minutes or 30 minutes earlier. And now I'm like,
yeah, I think that's the best.
And it wasn't even
instead of,
intentional.
like,
it just happened.
Go crazy,
Yeah,
like,
cold turkey. Y'all are crazy. David Goggins in this bitty.
Yeah, but just to again, button it off too, like you said, in this walk, man, we're all gonna stumble. We're all gonna, lose sight at times. We're all gonna get distracted. We're all gonna let other things overtake certain areas of our walk. And It's hard to say because it's not that it's okay, but it is okay, right? Like in two ways, right? Like you should always be looking for ways. Like if you're noticing yourself, falling away or losing that pull towards it, like you need to find ways to get back into it. But like it's okay in the sense of like it's gonna happen. You shouldn't like feel like you're the worst person in the world and feel like God hates you and feel like this and that. Like, no, like that is not the feelings you should have with this. But again, like we should be able to realize and acknowledge and be like, hey man, I've been neglecting this area of my life, whether it's prayer, whether it's Bible study, whether it's going to church, in all these different areas, and being like, I need to get back into it. Like this is an area I'm slacking in. I need to pick it up, right? And that was something that, again, this is how this whole conversation spawned. So like we're able to help people and share our experiences now because that happened. So there is always some good out of it happening, because then you can, when you're helping somebody in the future, you can be like, yeah, I went through that, right? Because it's something that everybody goes through. But I feel like sometimes we feel alone in these struggles. We feel like, oh, it's only me. I'm the worst Christian ever. And it's like, no, like everybody's went through it, whether they're a pastor, a big social media Christian influencer, whomever, just a regular Christian in their walk with Jesus. Like we all go through stumbles, and it's all right. It's not about how hard you fall. It's about, getting back up and making sure that, you're keeping yourself accountable, in this walk as well. Because you're going to be we're the only ones, you can have friends. Again, you can have people, but like at the end of the day, like you have to be the one to sit down and make the time. You can have people check in on you all the time, and I think that's a great thing. But if you're not the one sitting down to make the time, like that's on you. That's on me. That's on him.
Yeah, exactly. So.
All right, so now... Oh, you had something?
No, I said well said. I've been thinking about the next topic. I'm ready to talk about it. Let's do it.
Now, Gabe's going to give us the lowdown on Epic Universe.
Now, disclaimer, I am going to have spoilers. I'm going to talk about things. I'm not going to show pictures because you can find everything online. And also, there were 2 rides that I wanted to ride but didn't. So also take that into consideration how I'm rating things.
Here we go. Now the excuses come.
No. Just because those ones okay, so the Ministry of Magic, I was able to go into the queue. That's the Harry Potter world, right? Have you seen the Harry Potters?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen like a couple videos. I haven't really gone in depth yet, but
I'm talking about the movies.
Oh, no, I've only seen the first one.
Okay, well, I just recently actually went through all the Harry Potters, so it's fresh in my head. But the Ministry of Magic, the new Harry Potter world, look, the architecture is really cool. The How to Train Your Dragon, jeez. The Ministry of Magic, they did, I think, look sick. The detail is great. The posters talk to you. It's dope. All the details that they add from the movie, really, really, really cool. That being said, when you walk in, it's the architecture's great, but honestly, it was kind of small. And I'm like, for it being a third Harry Potter world, I was kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, you got the 2 Diagon Alleys in Universal Islands of Adventure, and you got 2 like fat roller coasters on kind of either one, right? So for me, walking into like another like small Harry Potter town, like it was cool. The details is dope, but like, especially if you don't watch Harry Potter, you're kind of just like, oh, another one. You know what I mean? And they only had 1 ride and 1 show. I didn't realize like how little rides each world actually had, and that unfortunately is one of the rides that I didn't get to go on because the first time I went, it was just team members, and I'm not a team member, so I couldn't ride it. And then the other one was you had to get in an instant queue, a virtual queue, and there was only 2 openings that whole day. So everyone and their mothers is on their phone waiting for that one time slot to open up, and then it was like me and 2 other people, and we're like trying to click it. And by the time we enter the queue, we click 1 ticket or 3 tickets, right? We were all 3 trying, and then you click a time to join that queue. They're all sold out. So it's like,
wow.
maybe my opinion would have changed because that ride might have been like amazing. But the feedback I heard was the Monsters ride was better, so it's like it was cool, but not anything insanely crazy. So for me, so they had one roller coaster and one show. The show was cool, but I also didn't think it was anything obnoxiously crazy too. I think the visuals that Universal, this park, they've been doing really good with the mixture of animatronics and screens. They really nailed that. Like, it looks really, really good. Like, everything they did looks phenomenal. So I'll give them that. But I was a little disappointed with the Harry Potter world just because it was kind of like, it's the same thing as the other two, just like, it's the same but different, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of curious when they threw that in there because I was like, I understand because Harry Potter is a huge IP and it probably will be for decades to come. But I was like, you already have that at a park. Like, do something else.
Yeah.
You know?
And granted, this is like the new Harry Potter, so it's not even Harry Potter. It's like this other wizard dude. And it takes place in France. So I get the settings different, but the concept's the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for it only having one actual ride, I was like, that kind of sucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I didn't get to experience it either. But the going through the fire and, you know, going into the Ministry of Magic was dope. The visual, it looks great. It was just like a third one. Like, for me and my wife, like, we love Shrek. And I get, like, they have, like, the little kid area of the swamps and stuff like that. But, like, a Shrek world would have been sick. You could have done something with the swamps. You could have done something with the castle. You could have done something with, like, there's 4 movies. You know what I mean? Like, you could have done a lot. They have theme songs. They have, you know, but that's just us. Anyways, so I was a little disappointed with the Harry Potter. Hot take, I know. Then you got the Monsters universe. The Monsters universe, I didn't know what to expect. I wasn't really, like, excited for it. They have 2 rides. They have the werewolf and they have the Monsters ride. The Monsters ride was one of the ones that everyone's been hyping up. So the line was cool. I got fortunate enough to ride it because the first day I went, it didn't open until 9 o'clock at night, and the park closed at 10. Like, it literally was down. That's the problem with it, like, pre-openings. Like, a lot of things don't work still. They're working out the kinks, which is cool. But so the line was great. The storyline was cool. We missed the show. You know how some rides do shows and then the ride?
Yeah.
Like, to, like, give you a backstory on the ride? They sped through it because they were closed, so we missed that part. But the animatronics, bro, and the screens, best I've ever seen. Like, literally the best I've ever seen. Like, the way that you would see an animatronic, like, for example, fly, because I'm not going to spoil this one because it actually is really cool. You'll fly, and then it'll fly right into the screen, and the character will keep going, and it'll look the exact same. And then it'll go into a different animatronic. And, like, bro, the attention to detail they did on that ride, so good. Like, the blending of both, phenomenal. Like, it actually blew my mind how well they did at that. And it's a longer ride. There was one time where I was like, oh, that was a good way to end it. And it kept going. I was like, whoa, oh, okay, cool. Like, I hate when you're like, oh, it's over.
Yeah.
You know? So that one was one of my favorites. I'd probably say that's probably like top 2 or 3. And then the werewolf ride. Bro, I was so tight. I was like, yo, I got first. I'm like first row. I'm gonna get like the whiplash. I'm gonna get scared. It spins. I was the second one the whole time. We were literally in first, and then it literally goes like 2 people facing the front, and then 2 people sitting behind you facing backwards. So it's like individual carts, but one roller coaster, and each individual cart spins. So I was originally facing front, but then the ride started and it spun, and then I was facing backwards the whole time.
So you didn't see anything?
Kind of. It kind of didn't see anything. Like, it was at an angle. And then it was also, like, one of the shortest rides. So it was fun, but it was, like, by the time you're like, whoa! Oh.
Huh.
Yeah. So it was cool. Not my favorite, though. So those are the 2 worlds. I know I'm going a little bit on tangents. I thought I was going to be more concise and quick with these, so I apologize. But I'll give a summary review at the end. And then I went to How to Train Your Dragon. That one was really cool. Like, the depth perception of the island was great. The food was really good. Bro, you got to try it. They have these, like, everything baguettes that they hollow out. And then they have one that they put goldfish, mac and cheese, and goldfish. They have another one that they put, like, pulled chicken, with like chimichurri sauce, mac and cheese, and then same thing. And then they have another one that's like pork and peanut butter jelly pork with mac and cheese, and then peanut butter jelly pork. And I tried all three, and they were really good. Like, they sound gross, but they were really, really good. So the food there was really cool. They have 3 rides. They have a roller coaster, which is really fun. I really enjoyed that one. They have one that's like a glider-esque, and then they have a water ride. I don't really like to get wet, so my wife went on that one alone. She really liked it. And then me and my buddy went on the individual one. That one was okay. Didn't really care for it. But the merch, so cute, bro. Like, they got a bunch of Toothless merch and all the dragons, and they have like these little eggs that have like baby dinosaurs, baby dragons, and like you don't know which one's gonna hatch, so it's like a surprise. It's really cool. Like, they got a bunch of cool interactive stuff. We saw Toothless. Dude, the animatronic, crazy. The actors look just like Hiccup and the characters. Like, they did a great job in that one. So I was very happy with that one. Then I went to, apparently, so there's 4 portals that are worlds, and then it's in like one, it's like a circle, right? And then there's like the 4 portals. But when you first walk in, apparently that is another world, which is like a celestial world or whatever. Right. So I didn't even get that the first time because it's not like a real world. It's like where the hotel is, and like there's one ride, and then I think like a bar and a restaurant. Like, it wasn't anything crazy. At night, it's nice. I really think Epic, you see its true beauty, at least in the center, at night because the lights are on, the fountain's on. But they have this one ride. It's called Stardust. Stardust something. And it is so fun. They have a green line and a yellow line, so one's a little more intense than the other. But, dude, the best way I can explain it is like Velocicoaster and Mission Space from Disney had a child, because it's 2 roller coasters. Is this the dueling coaster? Oh, okay. Yes. So it's 2 coasters that literally kind of follow each other throughout the whole thing. So like, you start together. There's one part that like you go across. You do like corkscrews around each other. Like, it's really cool. I almost thought it should have been like a dragon ride, like you're dragon racing. Right. But you know, that's just me. But yeah, that was super fun. It's super fast. There's no loops, which I kind of wished, but the corkscrews are great. The speed is great. Right. Like, it was honestly so fun. It's my favorite ride on the whole thing.
That one looks crazy.
So that was dope. And then last but not least, Nintendo World, bro. That was the only world that I walked in and I literally was like, I need a second. Like, I just need to take this in, because like, bro, forget virtual reality. We just need to build video games in real life, because it was so surreal. Like, you walk in through a portal, like the green portals, and then you go and they have like the arts on the wall that when you jump through it, like, makes like a water ripple effect. Like, the attention to detail. They have all the characters. They're moving. You got blocks. So they sell these bracelets that are themed by the different characters, and whenever you buy them, you keep them, and when you bring them, they have, just like in the game where they punch the gold boxes and get points, they have those throughout the park. So you get the bracelet and you go boink, 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 and then it keeps track of the character's team throughout the day. So every day there's a new winner. So it's like, someone will have a Peach bracelet, someone will have a Mario bracelet, someone will have a Donkey Kong bracelet, and you're trying to like get more points than the other team. But it also taps you out, so you can't just be one person there all day, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I think it was cool that it was like interactive like that. They had like the characters there. The merch was crazy, bro. It was really, really cool. They have 3 rides. They have the Yoshi, the Mario Kart, and they have the Donkey Kong. I went on the Yoshi. The Yoshi one's like a people mover. It's the one you said went 1 mile an hour. It's like super slow. You kind of just get like an aerial view of the park. It's nice. It's cool, especially if you want something like, you just kind of want to chill. I feel like you're like want like a minute to like collect yourself after a long day at the park. I did not go on Mario Kart just because the line was always long. It was always like 80 or 50 or whatever.
I've been on the Mario Kart.
Still a long line, yeah. Yeah, and I honestly didn't hear that many great things about it. That's why I was like,
it's I assume it's probably the same as it is here and there, or at least similar. It's weird at first. I didn't understand how to play it at first, and I thought it was terrible. And then when I went back and wrote it again, I understood it more. I still think it wasn't executed well because like you're not actually driving, like you're just kind of looking to like get points. Like the screen is cool. Like it's a screen thing that hooks on. So like it's fun, but it's not what I would have made for a Mario Kart ride. But probably for safety reasons, that's why they had to do what they did. But I think they could have made it fun.
And that's everything I heard. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to really like waste my time in line for that.
Not for how long. It's usually the longest line nowadays, you know.
Yeah, but that being said, but I did go on the Donkey Kong ride, and that ride was really fun too. Like I really enjoyed that one. So that was probably like also top 2 or 3. So yeah, that's my review.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
But it's not like a loop-de-loop coaster. You know what I mean? Like you're just in like carriages. So, but it's like bumpy. So you'll start going, and then the track will be broken. So you don't know if you're gonna fall, if you're gonna go right, if you're gonna go left.
Isn't that the one where it's like on an arm? Like the cart's like on an arm, isn't it?
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, if the track is broken, how are you gonna?
No, like because it looks broken. It's not actually broken.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like because in Donkey Kong they have like the metal. It's like a train track almost.
Yeah.
So the train track would be split, but I think it's like a magnetic. So like it still keeps going, but it's like it was fun because like you'll start leaning because it's broken, and then you'll go like that, and it kind of jerks you around. So it's dope.
That makes sense.
Long story short, Nintendo was my favorite world. How to Train Your Dragon was 2. Monsters and Harry Potter tied by default, just because I didn't get to fully experience Harry Potter. So, but yeah, that's how I saw it. The 2 rides I didn't get to ride might change my mind on everything. I don't know.
All right.
But yeah, any questions?
How do you? I mean,
and the drinks were really good.
Have you only been once?
I went twice.
Okay. What is like do you think it's going to be something where people would opt to go there over Universal? Like, let's say they've been there once, right? They've been to Universal, they've been to Epic. Like, do you think you would choose it over Universal? Or do you think it's something where it's like, I could see that overtaking Universal?
If they added it into the pass, sure. I could definitely see it. Like,
no, I'm just saying in general.
But if you had to pick one, like Universal, Islands of Adventure, or Epic, if you've been once, no, I think it's gonna surpass just because it's more critically themed. You know what I mean? They're already planning on expanding Nintendo. They're already planning on expanding the Harry Potter. You know what I mean?
Do they have room?
Yeah. It's it's like 12 minutes away from Universal.
Okay.
It's not even the same property.
I just didn't know how much space they had acquired.
Yeah, it's pretty large, bro. It was smaller than I thought, but larger than I expected as well. You know what I mean? It was like one of those weird things because they did split it off into different worlds. So it's like each world isn't that big, but the park is pretty big. But no, bro, I think just the themes alone is what's gonna keep people there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like Mario merch, like you can't get Mario merch at Universal, like at all.
Yeah.
Harry Potter, sure, maybe the Ministry of Magic. After you go a couple times, you're done. But they're smart, bro. You know the wands that they sell? They have wands that you can only buy at Epic. You know what I mean?
Of
and
course,
things like
that.
Yeah,
that's smart.
Right. So,
and how does the hotel work? Do you have to, since it's on property, like, do you?
It's in the park.
So I'm saying, like, in order to stay at the hotel, do you also have to like have a ticket or something? Like,
I don't know all the details. My wife knows a little more, but I believe it's included in the price. Like, it's part of like the ticket. Like like booking a room, I think is like, it's not gonna, like, let's say it's $100 a night. It's not gonna be $100 a night plus the ticket. I think they're just gonna say it's like, I think they're just gonna make it one price.
Yeah, I was curious because I'm like, how does that work? And then like, you know, do they block it off before the park opens? Like, I don't know. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
somebody wakes up at 7 a.m. You know?
If it's before the park opens, it's easy. My curious thought is, how are they going to do it for when the park, like, they get to stay later than the park is open? Because, like, how do you...
Yeah, it has to be some
You know what I mean? They gotta have
security or something.
Yeah, or like if you're staying at the hotel, you gotta wear a wristband or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'll let you know. I'm curious about that too. I actually have a friend that actually got hired there, so she starts her training this week.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
So I'll let you know all the
some
kinks.
more info for you. When does it officially open? In May?
Yeah, May something.
Okay.
May or June.
Yeah, I want to go, man. Hopefully, hopefully I'll get to go at some point. You know, when I get to visit Florida, I'd like to check it out. I mean, we have Mario World here, so obviously, like I've seen that.
But it'd be cool to compare.
Whole thing, yeah, compare and I think just see, like you said, the animatronics and the technology I think is a lot newer and better there. So I'd like to check it out. But cool. Well, that will wrap up this episode. We thank you guys so much for tuning in and checking in with us every week. It really means a lot. And this is episode 6, so we're getting we're pretty deep into the season. You know, we don't know how long we're gonna go yet. We still got to chat, but yeah, we're probably close, if not already halfway through. So we thank you guys for sticking with us. If you haven't already, share it with your friends, share it with your family, and let people know that the Catchin Up Podcast is a fun place to tune in every Wednesday.
We're here, baby. Yeah. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't been making money for years. We got this.
And we still here, dog. Oh, and I'm back, dog. Oh, I'll keep going if you want.
But yeah, make sure to like, comment, share, check out our other social media. And yeah, let us know if you have other things that you want us to review. Prioritize spending time with God. That is how you grow a relationship. And then let me know if you think I'm completely right or completely wrong about Epic.
He's probably wrong. Most of the time, I think he is. Probably. So,
I get that a lot.
All right. Well, we'll see y'all in the next one.
Peace.
Catching Up Podcast. If you're not caught up, you're catching up.
I don't necessarily know what that means.